Yo, what's the Latin Bass Assassin? What's up, what's happening? And we are live on Lake Guntersville in a method that we've never tried before. We are, I don't know why, but in October, we are float tubing like an idiot. I don't even know the angle that you guys got right now. I assume that it's a good angle. Let me check it out first. Yep, we're out here float tubing Lake Guntersville. Basically, there's a reason that we had to bust out with the float tube, guys, because freaking I went to Ben's and Ben's was all like, yo bro, your vehicle has a big old boo-boo. I was like, what's the damage, dog? And they told me, they're like, yo bro, this is gonna cost what sounded to me at the time like $1 billion, which still sounds to me like $1 billion. But it was my freaking transfer case apparently is no bueno, so I'm gonna have to freaking get that replaced. And because of that, we can't be cruising on silver until I get myself a new truck. If I don't get myself a new truck, well then we are trucked. But don't worry guys, it's just gonna take a little figuring out, see what truck we're gonna have to move on to, and see if Tonto can be replaced. So we're just out here float tubing, why not? Can't keep me off the water, bro. Let's see if we can catch something off the riprap. We're basically cruising. We're gonna use our Lowrance map app. I used to have a fish finder on this float tube, but we're gonna use our Lowrance map app in order to tell us roughly the contours of where we're at. We're just gonna fish around and find out. I'm gonna switch the camera off of me and then let you guys see that we're going mano a mano, fin to fin, flipper to flipper. Yo, hustle. The boat isn't the money pit. It was the truck this time, the method of pulling the boat that was the problem. So we're gonna just float tube our way. I've had these float tubes since probably 2017 or before. You know, when I had lost my other boat from the boat just breaking down. I've had these since then, so good thing I kept them, because I was gonna need them in a pinch just like this, so I can keep the channel going, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna have to moonwalk all over this lake. We might make it to Turtle Bridge if my freaking Chevrolet legs can get me all the way over there. But remember, anywhere you go in this, you got to make sure you can get back, because it's man powered. If my main motor breaks down, we got problems. So let's see if we can get one or two off the riprap, which I will point you guys to in a little bit. You guys are gonna get on the water shots, like straight level on the water. I'll have to bust out the phone and see what angle you guys got. I got 4 rods with me. We only have 4 rods to choose from, guys. Thankfully, that was grass. Thankfully, it's warm on the top and fresh on the bottom. So if anybody wanted to know the temperature of Guntersville right now, it is fresh. Not cold, but fresh. So clearly we won't be doing this in the winter, but we'll do it for now. So let me change that camera angle, guys, so that you guys can get yourselves a feel of how dumb this is. And you guys will be like, man, this guy is really stupid. But I like that. I like that about that fool. He's pretty stupid. So here we are. That's the angle. Oop. I don't know why this thing just tilted on us. But for now, that's the angle you guys will get. It's basically a point of view. What is this? Eelgrass? The eelgrass is getting in my motor already. It did feel a little weird. Hey, why are you turning, bro? Stay level, dog. Stay level. I'll have to be tightening this and changing it every so often, guys, because it seems like he don't want to play. There are a couple things, weird things touching my legs, but I believe that to be eelgrass. I haven't verified, nor do I want to. But we're out here float tubing on Lake Guntersville in October, late October. Or let's just say mid-October. The boat is at my house, dude. The problem this time is not the boat. Silver is ready to roll. It's the vehicle that pulls Silver. I took it to the dealership and I said, yo bros, why does this vehicle keep making this clicking noise when I accelerate with a boat on it? And they told me, oh bro, that's because your transfer case is messed up, so you're gonna have to fix that. And they told me it's gonna be about 85 hundos. And I was like, 85 hundos, dog? Psh, I'll just get a different vehicle for 85 hundos. Come on now. So right now we're in the process of trying to figure out, one, where we're getting those 85 hundos, or how we get in the new vehicle to pull the boat. Figuring out where to get the boat, the vehicle from. And then after that, we'll get back on the water with Silver. So not Silver's problem this time, but you know what, if it ain't one thing, it's another, dog. But we'll just smile through all of it. You know, if God got me to it, he'll get me through it, so I ain't worried about it. We always, if you gotta adjust and go back to the roots, go back to the roots, player. These are the roots right here, float tubing. Look at these flippers. Look at these sexy flippers that I got. Had them since 2018. Now, or 17, somewhere around there. Now, if for some reason one of these flippers gives out, oh, we're gonna be going around in circles. Oh yeah, I tell you, Mike, life is all about chaos. But if one of these flippers gives out, then we're gonna have a problem. Because I've used these float tubes without flippers, and bro, you don't get very far. But last time we were out on Silver, we ended up not catching any largemouth. We only caught a bunch of white bass. So let's see if we can catch something on the float tube. Sorry guys, I'm still a little sick, or recovering from being sick. If we catch something on this float tube, that's gonna be hilarious. I intend, don't get me wrong, I intend to catch something off this float tube, bros. This is not a trip out here just to build my leg muscles. This is a trip out here to show that you can catch them. Float tube, boat, wherever, bank. It don't matter. So they told me 85 hundos. I got a Mercedes-Benz GL 550. What do you call it? And they told me, yo, Mercedes don't rebuild those, bro. So you're gonna have to replace it brand new. And I was like, whoop! And then I called another shop that wasn't the dealership, and they also said, Mercedes doesn't rebuild those, dog. You're gonna have to buy it brand new. And I was like, oh man, well, that's ridiculous. So I guess that's where we're at right now. Well, while the weather's still all right, we'll float tube a little bit, guys. I just felt like I'd bring you guys a different angle. A different angle to life. I'm assuming that's a good angle. Moderator, if that's not a good angle, let me know. You see how quick my trolley motor works, guys? I could freaking turn on a dime. This is better than a Lowrance, Minn Kota, all of the above, bro. This trolley motor is the bomb. My spot lock is on point. I don't drift if I don't need to. I just might not be able to, my battery might not last as long as some of those lithiums, you know? But I'm only human, player. And we're making do with what we got. We're gonna catch something, guys. You just wait and see. Like I said, I used to have a fish finder on this guy, but I couldn't find all the attachments. That's how long it's been since I've busted this dude out. I gotta get on the main motor, guys, to get a little further. Man, we are going like 3 miles an hour right here, dudes. You never get too old for this. You know what I'm saying? Being in the water, I'm like a kid again. So we're casting backwards. We're not trolling, but don't want anybody to accuse me of trolling because I'm casting backwards. And when you're on a float tube, bros, you got to make sure you keep track of the wind, because going against the wind is kind of tough. Yo, Big Mike, dog, I'm trying to still produce. It's not your guys' fault that all the stupidity happened, you know what I'm saying? So we're still grinding, dog. We're still grinding, because at some point in time, potentially, this channel might help alleviate some of the problems. But if it don't, well, at least it's a bunch of homies hanging out, fishing, and hopefully catching some giants. Let me get on the main motor real quick. The wind has blown me off a little bit. Little by little, bro. We ain't worried about it. In fact, providing the content is probably what helps take my mind off of all the stupidities that happen, you know what I'm saying? It's a therapy session, you know? It's like, oh man, 85 hundos, bro, that's ridiculous. I'm like, I know, dog, I know. I just needed to talk it over with some people, you know? So we're good. We are good. Now all we gotta do is catch a fish and we'll be gooder. We'll be gooder at that point in time. I'm telling you guys, this spot lock right here is amazing. I appreciate you still watching, Mike. I don't have a boat, or I do have a boat, but I don't have the capability to get my boat out on the water, so I gotta change it up. Oh, I appreciate that, Mike. The way I see it, as long as my family's got health, bro, we're good. As long as they're healthy, money can be made. We just gotta figure out where we gotta put our pennies, how we gotta move them around, you know, how we find them. Hopefully we don't find them on the floor, bros, because I've seen a lot of reels about money being laced with some weird stuff. So I don't pick money off the floor anymore. Not because I'm ungrateful, but because I'm a little cautious. Let's get on that main motor, cruise it down a little bit. Oh, also, Big Mike, what do you call it? The Cowboys don't play the Niners until 6:30 or 7:30 or whatever time Central. So I had a little time to kill. Get that therapy session in. I only wonder what all these people driving right here are thinking. You know, they'll be like, man, this fool is stupid. But dudes, the water is not cold. It's like, I mean, I wouldn't suggest doing this at like sunrise because then it will be cold. But the water's got to be like 70 some degrees right now. It's actually pleasant. It's cooling down the main motor. Cooling down the main motor, making sure that we stay fresh. Ah, dudes, I don't know how many people are watching right now, but there was one time, because I told you guys I had a little fish finder on this float tube, just not mainly so that I can find fish, but so that I could get the contours and stuff, right? See what depth I was in, because right now I think I'm kind of shallow right now. This is probably maybe 8 feet. I'm gonna have to use my memory of certain areas. But one time I had that fish finder on and I'm floating. And me and the Mustache Maniac are freaking fishing this area in Georgia. And when I'm there, I'm looking, and then something comes up, something big comes up on my fish finder screen, and I'm all like, what the heck is that? But it was underneath me, and it stayed underneath me for a long time, but hugging the bottom. And then little by little, bro, that thing started to go up towards my fins, and I was all like, uh-oh, what is going on here? Of course, I didn't tell the Mustache Maniac because I didn't want to freak him out. But that thing hovered underneath my legs for what seemed like an eternity, but was probably about like 5 to 10 seconds. It just hovered underneath my legs. So I was like, oh, I don't know what this is. Let me pick my fins up a little bit just so that I see what's up. So it knows I'm a little bigger than it would like to mess with. We were in an area that, I mean, I guess even here has a potential, I mean, highly unlikely, but there's always a potential that a gator could be there, right? We were in Georgia. We were in Strom-Thurmond Lake or Clark's Hill. So in Augusta, there's gators. So I guess potentially there could have been a gator in there, right? So I was all like, I don't know what this is, bro, but I'll change my pants later. I just didn't want the Mustache Maniac to have to change his pants and also have to, oh, we got one. I got him, boys. I got him. Float tubing, bros. Now, fin to fin combat. Let's see what happens here. This is always the fun part, right? Trying to land them because it's fin to fin, baby. Oh, we missed them. All right, guys, I'm good with that. Those self-releases are good. You guys probably had a good angle because you were right on the water level. I mean, it don't get no better than that right there, guys. He was barely hooked. I could have fought him better, but whatever, guys. Should we count that one? It got kind of close. Oye, saludos de Miami, que pues? What is happening in Miami? In the house. Julio. What's up, MT? Did you just see me miss that fish right there, dog? I'm gonna assume we count that one, guys, because I don't really know how to get them to get you guys a good visual. If we get them that close to the camera, bros, then we're good. We saw him hook them. All right, Big Mike, you agree. That counts. Because I also don't want him flinging hooks into my float tube, because if he freaking pops me, bro, I'm gonna have to walk from here all the way back to wherever the moderator picks me up. I hope that was good action right there, guys. Seemed like it should have been. But if you guys can see way off in the distance, that is what some of the viewers have referred to as Turtle Bridge. And we have gone this far so far. That's the ramp that I launched from. But good thing I'm going against the wind, so that when I come back and my legs are all out of gas, then I just freaking let the wind blow me back and we're good. And that's the other thing about fishing off a float tube, dudes. It's hard to get that hook set because you don't have that platform to push off of. So you just kind of try and set it the best you can and go from there. But that's the closest to fin combat you guys will find out here. Half in the water. See, the one that got away. Yo, MT, me and Mike are counting that fish, bro, because then I have to put the fish like right here. We're counting that fish for now, bro. Gonna get on the main motor a little bit, move us a little forward. That was an extremely warm pocket of water, but I can assure you that was not me, so I don't know what that was. But that was a warm pocket of water right there. If you guys need me to adjust that camera angle, let me know. I can make it happen. I brought 4 rods and very limited tackle. We have like 2 little tackle pockets on this float tube. Very limited tackle. But hopefully we don't have to reach into that tackle and we can just take this guy and run this riprap and smoke them. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go all the way down to Turtle Bridge. And maybe a little past, and then work my way back. Like I said, my main motor and my trolling motor on this, they don't have a lithium battery. They got whatever I ate today to power me up before I got here. That's all the energy we got. Probably at outlast still most. Whoa, you guys see that out there? That was nice. A little blow up. Let's see if we can get to them. We're gonna have to get on the main motor, guys. I see the rock that splash came from, but I gotta get on the main motor to get a better cast. That splash was nice, which tells me I might be able to throw a little popper on here, which I did bring a smaller popper than I usually have. A small popper on here, and you guys see that rock that has like a whole bunch of poop on it? That's about where I want to be. So that rock right there with a little bit of let me see if I could turn this a little bit. Is that a better view for you guys, or did I just make it worse? You guys let me know. Mike, you say brave, but some people say stupid. There's a fine line right there, dude. There's a very fine line. So we're just gonna run this riprap, and maybe when we come back, we'll go on some of these humps off to my right. That's a nice blow up out there. I'm gonna try and work it before my trolling motor goes and disturbs everything out there. Might have to put my power poles down. Just so you guys know, this float tube has none of those. I'm saying it facetiously, bros, because we're out on the float tube on Lake Guntersville in friggin' mid-October. What is that all about? Let me get my Chevrolet legs to move us a little bit. Here we go. Got a little closer to the rock. Again, I only have 4 rods. We've already semi-caught one. It came off right at the tube, but we counted it because it's a little difficult to land these babies, especially with trebles. So got it to the tube, good enough. I could have played them a little better, but I just got pretty excited that I got one on the float tube, taking me back to the old school. We'll just parallel this riprap. It's actually kind of hot right now, dudes. Not the fishing, but the weather. You know what would be funny is if the biggest fish that I land on the channel is off this float tube. Now that would be irony, bros. Then I would laugh. Why do I feel the need to keep my chin up? You drowning, dog, dude. I should have asked you guys if you knew how to swim before you guys started watching this. Shall I raise the angle a little bit? I can't tell what you, let's see, let me tap the screen back here. Okay, that should be a good angle, dog. Just put a little snorkel on and you're good, player. Snorkel up, dog. You, Antonio, que pues, bro. We're just out here float tubing Lake Guntersville, bro. Silver is okay, bro, but silver's the vehicle that pulls silver. We got bad news, bro. That son of a gun is gonna cost 85 hundos to fix. So rather than put money into that vehicle, I'm like, bro, 85 hundos, I'll go look for a different vehicle. We'll figure it out. But as long as the weather's good, we can get out here and throw a couple lines. And if you're gonna be out float tubing, bros, you gotta invest in a good pair of flippers, bro. That is the only way to move around. If you don't have flippers, bro, you ain't moving. You'll move, but not as fast. These flippers allow you to go into freaking top gear, bro, and cruise. Let me move us a little bit, guys. Might have to put my sun stuff on. Well, I assume that the snorkel would have helped you ease that feeling of having to keep your chin up, bro. Might have been this on the water level view that make you feel that you need to keep your chin up, dog. Or maybe it's my sad story. We ain't got sad stories here, bro. We only got stories of triumph. Life, it's about obstacles. Come on fish. Dude, I'm gonna get in so much shape. If I'm float tubing this place. So, silver lining, dudes. Silver lining. And no pun intended, silver. But silver lining, I can get some reps in right here. I won't have chicken legs. Well, while I'm on the main motor, I might as well cast behind us as well and run it. I'm gonna get us to Turtle Bridge, guys. We'll get there little by little. I'll get us there. And then we'll fish under the bridge for a little bit. You know, like if we're hanging out with the boats, like we're meant to be here. Here we go. We've gone a distance. Now it's time to cast in front of us. Yo, MT, is freaking CJ Stroud going to play like his rookie year, or is he going to continue having that sophomore slump? He's in a little bit of a struggle compared to his rookie year. MT, I'm not tracking. Something about a peanut. What I miss? That was the sound of me catching my rod on the backswing. But don't worry, guys. Oh, I have a great story to tell you about a backswing rod catch from back in the day on this float tube. It was ridiculous. But let me get this bird's nest out real quick, guys. Because if you catch a rod on a backswing, you're gonna get yourself a little bird's nest. Guaranteed. Yo, fishing with Spencer. I am in I think a Caddis or Caddis float tube, right? Fishing float tube right now. Sorry if I'm talking into the mic, guys. It's just I'm looking down at my reel. Had it for many years. It floats pretty well. It has pockets on the side so that you could, I don't know the brand, I mean the model. I'll ask the moderator to figure that out, because there's a second one at my house that the model can be read off of. But it's got two pockets on the side so that you can fish or keep your fishing gear and stuff, so I find that very helpful. I'm just working out a bird's nest, guys. It's very helpful. Carries a lot of stuff. So much stuff that if I ever get around to telling you guys that story about this dumb old float tube, then you'll see how much stuff you're capable of carrying. But the moderator did tell me, and I forgot something at home, but we're good. We're good. All right, bird's nest out. Now let me reel this in and then I'll get back to the comments. I was spot locked that entire time, guys. Oh, now it's over the camera. Now let's find out where we hook this other rod. Well, that was a dumb move. Let's wrap the bait all over the second rod. So I got 4 rods. It's got some straps on. Excuse me. It's got some straps on the, or Velcro straps on the side, so that you can strap down your rods. I would only suggest 3 rods max, but as I tell you that, I currently have 4 on here, so it is doable with 4, but I would personally only suggest 3 maximum. 1 in your hand and 1 on each side. Now that I got that bird's nest out, now I can see what the homies are saying, because some things came through while I was trying to get that bird's nest out. Okay, so yeah, I'm in the caddis, whatever it's called. It's C-A-D-D-I-S. Don't forget to hydrate. Oh yeah, dog, I gotta hydrate for sure. Easy there, big fella, he'll be fine. What kind of boat? Sorry, Spencer, I don't know. I think I answered your question now. So I'm in that float tube, fishing float tube, and Mr. Sevilla. That backswing got me, bro. But everything stayed on because luckily everything stayed on this time, and we didn't have a crazy incident like before. Incoming fishing story. So, Spencer, I move with these, bro. I got these Chevrolet legs, and I got 2 flippers on right here. You need flippers like this in order to move around, bro. If you don't have flippers, I do not suggest it, because you will be here in one spot for a long time. Humans have not developed, that I know, have not developed webbing in their feet to help them cruise. But we got a boat cruising over here, so this wake is gonna be real nice, but we ain't worried about it, bros. Like I said, we got the best spot lock on the planet. I've been in some pretty big swells in this float tube. I wouldn't suggest it, but I have been in them. Maybe we'll switch over to a top water lure real quick. I'm gonna start doing a sidearm cast, guys, because that might eliminate that backswing, because we're not trying to lose a rod. But yeah, dude, you need that. And I would also suggest these, I don't know if you can see them, but I got these leggings on, which are not the most manly, but they're like surfer leggings or something for the ocean or something, because your legs are going to be exposed to the sun, and they'll get sunburnt and cause you all kinds of issues, dudes. This is all stuff that I learned from my first few outings. And even with the flippers, you could get some blisters from the flippers rubbing the top of your foot or toes. You can attach a fish finder to this. I had one. It was an old Eagle something fish finder. all I did was find a, I don't know what it was. It was a battery holder that would hold, let's say, but I doubt you could do it now with the new fish finders because they probably take too much juice. But if you stick to an older, smaller one, all you gotta do is find a battery holder that will hold 8 what do you call it, 8 1.5, so basically double A's in series, and then that'll get you enough to power it. You'll power it for like probably 3 to 4 hours. You would just have to take the power leads and solder them to the double A battery holder. I did that for like all day. You'll have to change the batteries more than likely once, so that's going to be 8 double A's that you're going to go through in a day, and then you'll have the other 8 that you'll have as spares in case you want to fish more. I used to have a little baggie full of batteries on this float tube in one of the pockets. That's back in the day when the struggle was real. But, dudes, I had one of my best fishing days on this thing here in Guntersville when I didn't live here. Out at Mink Creek, since me and the Mustache Maniac couldn't go very far, we basically hung out at a point over there at Mink Creek. And dudes, I don't remember how many fish we caught, but we were catching like 5-pounders on up. Let's go 4-pounders on up. We definitely caught some 5-pounders, and we lost some. And a freaking Mustache Maniac, oh, he likes to see when the struggle is happening. When we're on the float tubes, we were over by the state park area, and I lost the fish right at the float tube. And then he gets my attention, and then he turns it, well, he turns his float tube, faces at me, and then he goes, "Oh, you suck." And I was all like, okay, all right. It was a pretty big fish. I was throwing a swim bait when I caught that fool. It was a pretty big fish, and he tells me I suck. So I was like, all right, that's a little something for that idiot. Me that I had just lost the fish, but he's over there telling me that I suck. Okay, all right. But little did he know that karma would be waiting for him, because at Mink Creek, probably one of the biggest fish that we would have caught that entire trip, he had it on the line. We saw it come out the water, and he missed it. And I just waited. I waited while he was all in his feelings, when he got the deepest in his feelings that he could. I waited, and then I said, "Hey, you suck." Oh, it was so vindicating. It felt good. I mean, sometimes you gotta teach lessons. A bigger person would have forgiven him and moved on, but oh no, not I. Dude, the moderator did take a picture of me out on the water. She thought she was so cute. Dude, I'll move this GoPro right now and give you guys a little selfie view. It's cute, bro. Well, let me see. I gotta see how to do this first. Watch out, bro. This should be easy. Hopefully I don't lose anything on the water. Yo, bro! We're on the float tube. This is what we look like on the float tube. Anybody makes fun of my chicken legs, look at that, dog. This is how to live life, dog. Nice and simple. Just right here, you got yourself your little pockets right here where you can put your tackle in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's all my sun gear and stuff, so I should probably put that on. You put your tackle in there, zip it up. If you look back here, I like to throw my water bottles back there so I don't have to hold on to them. Sorry guys, I'm still a little sick. But that's where you throw your water bottles and your water shoes or whatever you want to throw in there. That way you don't have to worry about it. I think you could also throw fish in there, I don't know. But here's the strap. Oh, my Velcro strap right there is coming off a little bit. Good thing we took a double take. So your rods will sit right there just like that. It has a bar that it goes across right here to keep you from sinking in on yourself, because if you don't have this, it's gonna collapse and basically trap you in the seat. And it also has, if I ever caught a fish, landed it, it's got a nice little measuring setup right there. I'm assuming it's for measuring that and not any other thing. It has a little cup holder right here if you want, dog. Boom, it's got it all. I think there's also a thing here for flies, but I never put them on there because I think this is mainly meant for fly fishing, but that's not what I use it for. So yeah, dudes, that's my setup. You gotta have your vest on at all times. Gotta have a whistle to stay legal. Anything else you guys want to see here on this, the freaking pimped out fishing float tube? Oh yeah, also you need these flippers, and like I said, you need these little surfer leggings or whatever these are. I don't know what they are, bros, but they help to not get sunburnt. There's a little pimp my ride. Little tour on there. Oh, and also the seat, you can keep the strap high, or you could do a low rider. However you want to roll on the water is up to you. I know you guys would expect me to go low rider, but I do not. I basically like to sit upright. Love float tube fishing, but mine popped, LOL. Sank like the you sank like the Titanic, bro. Did the chick at least let you frickin' share the door? Or did she say, hey, there's no room here, dog? Sorry, Antonio, you're done, bro. Goodbye, it was nice knowing you. Time for me to move on to another vato. All right, so moderator says it might be the Caddis Pro. Let's see what we got here. They make them a little different now, but that's the closest model. Fishing drip. The only reason this is fishing drip, bro, is because when you fish in this, you start to drip. Because we are close close hand-to-hand combat with these fish right now, bro. All right, broskies. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you this story. The best story that I have on these float tubes, on this float tube. So at that point in time, I had 3 rods because I was following my own advice, which I usually don't, but at that point in time, I was following my own advice. And at that point in time, they were new. So I was like, well, I don't really trust these things. So every time I pull out a bait, I'm gonna zip up the pockets, right? So I was like, all right, cool, I'll zip up the pockets, everything will be good. So I would do that for like maybe 3 days. I was straight zipping the pockets every time I took something out and put it back, being very careful, all this other stuff, right? So I was like, all right, cool. But then I got a little comfortable, as people do, right? So I was like, brah, these things are stable. There's no way that this thing's gonna anything's gonna happen, right? So I'm there, we're good. I'm leaving pockets open, you know, left and right, dude. There's baits hanging out all over the place. We're just living a carefree life on the water like we were in a boat, which is stupid, but that's how we were living out there. So I'm there, I got all my freaking tungsten weights, trocar hooks, all kinds of different hooks in this little tackle box that I had. Just one of the trays though, right? Then I had baits just everywhere. I had the truck keys, I had my phone, everything that was supposed to be in that pocket, nice and zipped up. Let me make sure my pockets are zipped up. Everything that's supposed to be protected from the water, it was all there in the pockets, but it was kind of unzipped, right? So it was early morning and we started seeing these fish blowing up on the water on the top. We were in Georgia, not too far off some riprap like this riprap right here, but I was perpendicular to it and not parallel. So the Mustache Maniac was a distance away from me and I was trying to get to these fish, and you kind of lose, or at least I do, you kind of lose your sense of your surroundings when you see fish blowing up like crazy, right? So I'm casting, but I can't get it to them. So I'm trying to get closer and closer, but I reach back further and further every time so that I can cast further and further away from me. Well, one time I reach too far further behind me, as English usually is stated. I reach back too far further behind me, and next thing you know, I hook my rod just like I did earlier today when I got a bird's nest. But luckily this time, all I did was get a bird's nest. That time, chaos ensued. I hooked the rod behind me. It goes flying into the water. I see it in front of me. When the rod is like somewhere right here, I try and reach for the rod in order to make sure that I don't lose that freaking rod, which that rod was probably a G Loomis. I believe it to be a G Loomis that I ended up losing with a Abu Garcia reel on there. So it goes flying into the water. I reach for it. The weight, my weight shifts. The float tube then proceeds to attempt to drown me as the float tubes, they fall on my back. Only thing keeping me up at this point in time is my life vest. All I hear to the left and right of me is bloop, 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 bloop. And I'm like, what the? Because everything in those pockets is starting to fall into the water, and I'm now I'm like, you know what? Forget about what's in the pockets. I gotta stay alive. And I'm asking the Mustache Maniac to come and help me. But the Mustache Maniac, and I can understand it now, but at the time I did not. The Mustache Maniac is a little too busy watching this, and his seams are starting to break at the sides. Not his float tube ones, but he's laughing so hard that his sides are hurting. He's just enjoying this whole thing, seeing my flippers like just everywhere, trying to survive, a float tube on top of me, and this fool is just over there laughing, and I'm yelling, bro, get over here and help. And he's just enjoying himself. I mean, because how could you turn away from what must have been one of the funniest spectacles to see at that time? There's no way to turn away from that. So now I can't hate on it, but at the time, oh man, that was insanity. So eventually this fool comes over and helps me friggin' right the ship, as it were. And when he rights the ship, of course, I'm soaked and PO'd. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And then, well, I'm assuming you guys can still hear me. So I'm soaked and PO'd, right? I'm soaked and PO'd, and this fool comes and saves me. And I start doing an inventory of what I had lost. So I'm like, okay, I heard a lot of stuff flying into the water. What the heck was that? So I look, well, that's already a 1G Loomis rod down the drain. Okay, that's cool. I mean, not cool, but that's accounted for. 1G Loomis rod. 1G Loomis rod. One frickin' Abu Garcia Revo SX or STX or whatever. And then one whole box of hooks. And I'm talking about, we got some Trocar hooks in there when Trocar hooks were barely coming out, and they were expensive as all heck. We got tungsten weights in there, all that's gone. So who knows how many I had in there, just everything gone out of that. So I was like, all right, that had to have been about $100 or so. We lost some rod stuff. I lost my truck keys. So I only had one pair of truck keys out there, and we were in Georgia. I lost my truck keys, so there was no, oh bro, we were in like maybe 12 feet of water. There's a couple ripples right there. Let's see if we can, but I lost my truck keys. No way to get into my truck now. Luckily, we were near the moderator's family, so they were able to come over, pick me so that I can go have another key, which I don't remember how much that cost me. So we go get a new key made. That's at the bottom of the lake. Water. Get how all the moderator. Well, son of a gun, my freaking phone's at the bottom of the lake, dudes. I mean, that's probably about a G. So I was like, what the heck? That is like a $2,000 mistake right there. That, my dear friends, moderator, is the video breaking up or the audio? So that, my dear friends, was a $2,000 mistake. That was the most, or $2,000 plus mistake. You got audio moderator. Yeah, $2,000 mistake that was the most expensive laugh that the Mustache Maniac will probably, hopefully ever have in his life. It was crazy. But let me ask you a question, guys. You think that stopped me from fishing? Nah. Got everything fixed and then went back out on the water the next day, minus the one rod. And learned a couple lessons, so I started zipping things up again. But that was insane. All right, dudes, once I get to the bridge, I'm gonna put a freaking Pop-R on here. It's taking us a long time to get there. What's up with these legs? Let's just go main motor all the way over there, dudes. MT, crazy stuff can happen from the shore also, bro. You know, like your GoPro falls in the water and then it loses the ability to get audio from an external mic. You know, bro, like last week. So let's get to the bridge. It's just gonna take us a little while. And if you start hearing noises from the main motor, bros, that's because the main motor is an older model. I mean, still fine and all, but it's an older model and, you know, it hasn't had to be used in a while. So it's gonna try its best to get us where it needs to without sounding like it's struggling. But also keep in mind the main motor is sickness. It's not because the main motor's dying. It's just because the main motor, that's what happens, you know. Main motors let out a lot of smoke and have a lot of loud noises. So I'll get us there, guys. But you can rest assured that we'll get there, bros, because it's made in America. Woo! I gotta slow down, bros. This is a no wake zone. Look at all that wake that I'm leaving back there. It's not actually a no wake zone, but I'm telling you guys that so that I could slow down. I swear, if I turn around right now and we're not almost to the freaking bridge, then I'm just gonna pull the plug on the float tube and just sink her myself. Let's see where we're at, guys. Holy moly. All right, guys. Looks like it's time to sink the ship. What a ways, boys and girls. There's one. Oh, we got him. Let's see if we play him correctly. It doesn't feel like a big one, but we're gonna play him a little bit. He's a little guy. We're gonna let him play out because I'll try and keep him in the camera angle, guys. Actually, using the trolling motor helps me not have to reel him. Got him, boys. Let's see if he tires out. Let's run him back this way. Little dude, little dude, little dude. Don't do anything crazy, little dude. Then you gotta figure out where you gotta put your rods though, dudes. So this part of landing a fish is somewhat difficult. You wanna leave yourself a little bit of line right there. That way you can grab these little vatos. Dang! Got him. There it is, bros. I have no way to scale him, neither in size nor in weight. But I mean, as long as he's close to the camera, he probably looks like a giant, right, dudes? But he's tiny, bros. Tiny. I don't want to have to take the GoPro off every time so that you guys can see the size of the fish and whatnot, but let's do some dramatic scenes, you know, like holding them in the water and stuff so that people could be watching the release, you know, hold them gently and stuff. I'm not gonna go too far forward, bros, because I'm not gonna friggin' lose more rods and stuff just because I'm trying to show you guys a fish. All right, bros, we landed that one. The other one we semi-landed. Let me know if that angle has changed, guys, and if it's not great. Would you look at that? That old model motor got us far enough to catch a fish. Speaking of old motors, I'm gonna have to frickin' drink some water. Moderator, let me know. You guys got audio now? So, moderator, I took off the wireless mic, so we're going off of GoPro right now. So, you guys might not be able to hear everything I say because of the GoPro. I'm using the GoPro's mic now, not the wireless mic. So hopefully it sounds good enough. All right. So if the sound is good enough on the GoPro mic, then we'll roll with that for now. And let's get back to casting. Hey, who's got something right there? I think that's somebody's fishing trot line. So we're gonna have to make sure that we keep all our stuff where it needs to be. Moderator, remember that I put the red cord in the black portion of the pocket. The black portion of the pocket. That way when we can't find the cord, well, we'll not remember to look back at this video and hear where I said that I put the cord. We are almost at the bridge, guys. I know it looks far. I know it looks tremendously far. But all you guys gotta do is chill wherever you're at. I'll get us there. And hopefully get us. Water real quick. I say that, but I keep casting these rocks. I heard a splash, but I don't see the ripples. Oh, it's way over there. Lucky's out of my casting range. All right, now I better get a drink of water. Chemistry. Yes, sir. We've had 2 bites. We've had 2 bites. One that was probably maybe 1.5 pounds, close to 2 pounds, and the other one that was just a little dude. The bigger one kind of fell out, or kind of came off right at the float tube. So we've been counting that one since it's hand-to-hand combat, bro, and all the action came out right on the camera. This other one we did land. I put it in front of the camera. No way to show scale, but he was tiny. Right now, take a little drink of water, but there's that ramp back there is where we came from. Looks very far. That's the thing with float tubes. Don't outfish your freaking leg ability, bro. Don't go too far out there. I'm definitely going to this bridge. One of these days I'll get there. I keep stopping and casting to all these little areas every now and then. We've only had one rod. I mean, we got 4 rods on here, but oh, there's one. I got him. Oh no, he came off. Missed them, bros. Frickin' hit it, but I mean, I'm sure he wasn't a giant. We gotta get what we can get, bros. Dang it. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that little sucker come off? If not, I'm gonna have to change the camera angle so you guys can see a little better. That would have been 3, bros. 3. But instead we got 2 and a miss. Or technically 1, a miss, and a draw. We'll go with a draw on that other fish that came up straight to the float tube and came off. Getting on the shiver legs and cruising. Let's cruise a little bit. Get us some fresh water. To the bridge, guys. I guess, but it looks way better than the opposite of the bridge. Because the opposite of the bridge is way far now. Like maybe if I'm too old, I'll just tell the moderator to pick me up at the bridge. Been throwing this Fritz side might pick up another rod just in case, because I don't want the moderator's comment 4 rods, but I'm gonna throw one. I don't like that. I don't like the moderator predicting the future. That little point that sticks out right there, I want to throw to that. A little thoroughly, because that point right there got a couple fish off of it. I think I missed one, maybe. Or I just hit a rock. Oh, it might have been grass. What a cast. Was not intended, but it looked good. Let's move a little bit. Let's burn them calories. Thank you, moderator. That's good information. I didn't want to throw that far into the middle of the, or off the riprap, I should say. Again, another warm pocket of water. And I can assure you, it is not me, guys. That right there was a nice little warm pocket. Oh, you guys see those ripples right there? What was that? Was that something jumping in the water or something jumping from the water? Bros, it is warm right here. Let me get a little closer, dudes. Alright, bros, so there's something jumping right about here. You guys see that opening in the rocks right there? A couple big boulders and a little opening maybe right there. Perfect, perfect. Perfect. Perfect cat. I haven't seen any bait blowing up or nothing out here. In case you guys were wondering, I'm throwing this little Fritz side 5. Trying not to get stuck anywhere out here, but also trying to cover some water. until we get to the bridge. Technique. Switch up our technique here. Still use the same bait, but we were stuck for a second. But now we're free. Escar, que pues, I am on a float. I'm on a float tube, a fishing float tube. That is correct, my friend. I'm on that fishing float because my boat is fine. But the only problem is that I can't strap my boat. I can't strap my boat. So I took my vehicle. I don't know if you guys do remember me saying that on it. I took it to frickin' the dealership and because I was complaining about a noise, and that noise happened to be based on their expert opinion that my transfer case was giving out, so I'd have to replace it. And they said that was going to cost 85 hundos. So right now they have, I'm gonna have to look into getting another truck, which is not great. I'll get on my Chevrolet real quick and move us to another spot. Oh, I guarantee you it's not the radiator, bro. Give me a little bit of credit, dog. It was not the radiator. When I would accelerate with the boat on, if I would hit it hard, it would make on the left wheel, or it sounded like it was coming from the left wheel. It would make a until, I don't know, until something locked in or whatever, and then that would stop, and that was good. So I don't know. Or if I didn't have the boat on and I accelerated hard, then it would make that noise. But if you're just driving like all chill and whatever, then it doesn't make that noise. So I don't know. But based on internet research that I've done, eventually that thing's gonna give out. So I don't want to be cruising with my boat and be stranded. So instead, we're out here now on a float tube doing our thing while the weather's good. Still bringing some fishing content any way we can. We've caught one, missed one. Prawn, because that guy got to the float tube, but he came off. So let's get on our Chevrolets and move to another spot right here. This is a spot that I wanted to focus a little bit on. You guys see how that sticks out a little bit? Look at that. Heading that. goes into some grass. That's that slimy, gross grass. Ah. Jose, I am throwing a Fritz side 5. This little vato right here. It's just a little crankbait. I was so we and on the way back on. Sorry if the stream's choppy, guys. Might be in a spot that doesn't have great cell phone service. There's all these power lines over here. I don't know if they're causing any issues. Let's see if we slow it down a little bit right here. I don't have a fish finder, so. Oh, that's that cold water. Dang, bros. That warm water must be coming off the rocks. Off that riprap when because you go a little away from the riprap and go a little deeper. I saw some ripples right there. When you go a little deeper, it does get a little fresh. Nothing too bad, but just a little fresh. Hopefully it was just out of view. That wasn't. To a Nico. I'm gonna see if I can drop it because I feel like there should be some fish right here. It's a little point that just wraps. So I have to hit. Switch rods. Try not to pop my freaking float tube. Because that's all we need is to sink. Alright, bro, so this is what we're going to be throwing. We're going to be throwing this Nico. It's a Nico setup, but it is a freaking, what is it called? A jackal worm. It's got a nail weight right here on the head. We're just gonna toss it out there. Drop it to them. Let it hit the bottom. Wiggle it a little bit. Let it drop down a little bit more and just keep letting it wiggle and drop. until they can't take it anymore. Or until it gets stuck. One or the other, guys. Currently we are stuck, but I believe that if we move over to it, we might be able to save his life. What's the weather where you are from? Weather in Washington is 50 to 60 degrees. Right now it is 70, it's gonna be 72 the high today. The water was around 70 something last time I was on the water, but it's been 80s here lately. I'm assuming that the water's in the high 70s. It doesn't feel bad. It feels pretty nice, actually. The amount of moving that we've been doing and the water kind of cool, so I can't complain. I'm even gonna have to put my sun covers on right now because it's getting a little out here. So that's a decent drop right there. That worm went down kind of deep. This water is pretty flat right now. I'm not complaining because it makes it easier to cruise on, but it also makes it a little more difficult to fool these fish. Whatever little breeze we had is gone. Casting is a little weird when you're casting right at the level of the water. This would probably be awesome for skipping. Not head towards the trap on another day, like in the afternoon, because there's grass and a point that comes off of that grass. I mean, a point that goes out where that grass is. All I'm saying is I better not catch a freaking drum, because that is going to make me mad. Because I'm going to have to take a drum off in this float tube, and it's gonna ruin my day. Let me turn us around so I can get a better angle here. Yeah, that's a pretty quick drop off right there. I'll do one more Nico cast out.